Hello everyone, Mixfant Gaming here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're taking a look at some more Mech Arena action. And today we're going to talk about the upcoming event, disc launcher, coming into the game, etc. There's been a lot of stuff going around. I've seen a lot of videos. And unfortunately, a lot of it is just guessing and conjecture and suspicion. It's nothing, a lot of stuff that's out there is not confirmed. But yet some videos are going out as though they are confirmed. So I just want to basically say, I'm going to lay out what we actually truly know and what is kind of guessed and maybe a good hypothetical guess. But anyways, with that being said, let's hop right into it. So first, as a kind of a bit of a side note, you look at my hanger here, you'll see something a little bit different. My kill shot, although it's the same skin that's on it, you'll notice it doesn't look the same. The torque skin is actually supposed to be a gold and white versus a red and white. I'm kind of on the fence whether I like this better than the original one, but I actually reported this to Plarium within minutes of the update dropping, because since I do run it on my kill shots, when I open up my hanger, it's the very first thing I saw. So they were able to confirm to me that yes, it is a bug. It will be fixed on Monday, which will be tomorrow. That being said, another one of the partners, I believe it was actually Escape 211, had asked if there's something up with the Arc Torrent 10s. And we've been able to confirm that the damage is not as much as it used to be. And that also will be fixed in a mini update tomorrow, or I don't know if it's a back-end server thing they can do without updating the client. But anyways, both those items should be addressed sometime tomorrow. Now, with that being said, let's get right into the stuff, or the main topic of this video. So, first off, let's show the Easter eggs that's been out there that probably many of you have already seen. But if you haven't already seen, if you go into your achievements and you go down to, for instance, the Ares, I believe it's the Arsenal Master. So it says to use missile racks on the Ares. Well, if you click on missile racks, you'll see we have a missile rack 12 coming into the game. Now, a lot of people are assuming this Missile Rack 12 is going to be in the event Crate Rush that we're going to be happening. And that will be going live this week. We've been told it will be going live. The exact date, still not sure. We think it's probably going to be Tuesday, but I'll get into that here in a few minutes. But we have no confirmation from Plarium that the Missile Rack 12 will be in the event. It's a strong possibility, but just because something is in the game files does not mean it's going to be in the next event. It does not mean it will be put live in the game a month from now. So just because it's here does not mean it's going to be in the event that's coming this week. Chances are it will be, because Plarium has said that these type of events are going to be used to introduce new mechs, new weapons, at least in some capacity. So there is a good chance it'll be, but I want to make sure that you understand not to be disappointed if you don't see it, because there will be other event crate rushes coming down. This is only going to be the first one. Because also in this event crate rush, we know we're going to get the Disc Launcher 8, but we will not be getting the other two disc launchers. It will only be Disc Launcher 8. The other two powers will come at later down the road. I assume probably in similar event crate rushes. Now, the other Easter egg is similar to the Ares. Now, if we go to the Shadow, I think it's also Arsenal Master. Yes, the Javelins. You'll see here we have a Javelin Arc 8 coming to the game. Again, no confirmation it's going to be in this event. I just want to make that perfectly clear. So, going back here, now let's talk about the actual event coming out. So, we do know the Disc Launcher 8 is coming, and we also know the Arachnus is going to be in this event. We've been told that after the events go live, after they're finished, these items will be available in the progress bar, or progress path. Now, I don't want anybody getting their hopes up that it's going to be made available immediately, because look at the Arachnus. How long ago now has it been since the Arachnus has been put into the game, and it is still yet to be put into the progress path. So, with that being said, I have the suspicion that even though if you don't get it out of this event, you probably might be waiting a month, maybe two, before it ever gets put in the progress path. I hope I'm wrong, but don't be surprised if it does not come right away. Okay, with that being said, let's talk about the actual disc launcher. So we know the disc launcher 8 is coming, but we don't know about the other two. Now, I've seen videos out there saying we have the disc launcher 12 and disc launcher 16 coming out. I have not seen any confirmation or heard anything whatsoever from Plarium that it says the next two power levels are going to be a 12 and a 16. Disc launcher 8 is going to be a prototype weapon. That much we know. So the next two versions will be as well. Now, if you take the carbines as an example, they came out with an 8, a 10, and a 12. So the disc launcher could be coming out with 8, 10, and 12 because the only Easter egg we saw the disc launcher was in, I believe it's the Paragon Spotlight video, and they only showed the 8. They didn't show down, at the 12s and stuff. We didn't, I believe it did get down to around the 10s, and we didn't see a disc launcher 10 in there, but that doesn't mean that the disc launcher 10 doesn't exist. This was a Spotlight video done on an internal server, and that the next version of the disc launcher might not even been in the test server or the internal game engine that they were actually using to make that video. So it could be coming out that the disc launcher coming out 8, 10, and 12, or it could be coming out that it's at 8, 12, and 16. Again, we have no confirmation whatsoever that those are the power levels. So just be conscious of it. If you happen to save up and say you want the 16 version, well, just know that until either you hear from us on the partner program that there is confirmation of that, or Plarium announces it in one of their videos, don't be expecting it to come. So it will be probably one of those combinations, either 8, 10, and 12, or 8, 12, and 16. I just want to put that out there. Again, no confirmation whatsoever on the next two power levels. Most of us are assuming it's an 8, 12, and 16 because we are lacking in the 16 power weapons. But, we have also no idea how powerful these things are. They could be super overpowered if up at, the 16 power ranking. Speaking of being overpowered, I want to talk briefly about the Javelin 8s and the Javelin 8s and the Missile Rack 12s. I'm a little worried about the Missile Rack 12s, how powerful they're going to be. The Missile Rack 8s are already pretty powerful on their own. What I'm kind of getting a little bit leery in this game of, it seems that a lot of the power in the weapons are coming out so that they are essentially a one salvo kill. And I want this game to be more strategic. Kind of more like I said, strategic. You don't want to be able to just essentially rush in and blow everything out of the sky in front of you. I want to see some tactics. I want to see some strategy, and having a weapon on a mech that you can pretty much take anything out with one single salvo, I don't think is the right way to go. We'll have to see just how powerful something like the Missile Rack 12s are when they come into the game. I know a lot of people say the Javelin 6s are too powerful. I personally don't see it that way. Mine are not max, mind you, but there's lots of instances where I have to take 2, 3, sometimes even 4 salvos of my javelins just to take out a mech. So how powerful are the Javelin 8s going to be? They're definitely going to be more powerful. I just want to make sure these things are balanced. We already have the issue with the rocket mortars 12s being on something like either duels of them being on Panther or Guardian, sitting in the back, having absolutely no exposure whatsoever to the enemy, low risk, yet they can take out, especially when maxed out, they can take out just about any single mech single-handedly with one single salvo. That's not the kind of thing I want to see in this game, and not the kind of thing I want to see from new weapons coming into the game. All right, so with that being said, let's get back to the event rush. So we know what will happen this week coming up. We know there's some bug fixes or whatever coming in tomorrow on Monday. I haven't seen anything from Plarium saying what date it's going to be. A lot of us are assuming it's Tuesday. And the reason we're assuming it's Tuesday is the tournament will be over on Monday. Well, actually, I think it's going to be over today. And then Mondays is usually the day where we have off. We have basically the 7th day off, and then a new tournament starts on Tuesday. Now, we don't know how this event is going to run. I've seen a lot of videos saying that it's going to be tied to the tournament, and you're going to have to play the tournament to get these event crate coins or tokens, whatever they're going to be called. And you use those to open up these crate rushes. I really hope that's not the case, because I think tournaments are completely broken right now and have been for quite some time. And having an event, especially an event this big, where you can get whole mechs and weapons in them, tied to a tournament that definitely favors some people over others, I think is completely unfair and essentially ridiculous, if I'm being perfectly honest. The issues you have with a tournament is it is very time zone dependent. You have time zones in the world that have a lot more advantage over others. For instance, me, if I want to try and grind the tournament and stay up until the last hour or so before the tournament ends, just so I can try and ensure a victory in a heat, well, that's 2 a.m. my time. Whereas there's other places in the world where that could be 5 o'clock in the afternoon or 9 o'clock at night. Something that's a lot more manageable for somebody to be in a tournament and try to grind out those last few points they need for a first place in a tournament. And the other main thing we have problems in tournament now is matchmaking. Matchmaking is nearly completely, utterly ridiculous. There is no such thing really in matchmaking. Yes, when you get matched, you can get matched with, if you're in Division 1, you get matched with other Division 1 players. But then you also put into heats where the divisions are completely mixed. And a lot of people have been complaining because if you happen to be in a heat in your Division 1 and somebody else is in, say, Division 9, and they can actually rack up a lot of points quickly because let's face it, when you're in Division 9 and you're going against bots, you can put your bot in the middle of the field and the AI will not touch you. The AI is that stupid, that low in a division. And so you can basically run the gambit. You can go in there and easily get like a 20-25 kill game running around with nothing but a low-level Paragon running autocannons. But yet when you get up into the higher echelons, the Division 1, and you're dealing with, Railgun 16 players or the AIs that's running Zephyr long arms, which apparently never ever miss, and they can even lock you down beyond the 30-meter range that it's supposed to have, it becomes a lot more problematic. And then, of course, in your Division 1, and you happen to be, because you can get Division 1 with, say, about 1,500 power ranking on your hangar. But then you're also going to be matched up against people who have 4,500 power ranking. That's not fair either. So the tournaments right now, in my opinion, really need a complete overhaul. And I really hope this event is more task-based, where you have a certain number of tasks like you had with your Arachnus event and the event we had for the Panther racing skin. Give us a whole list of events to try to go through and earn the tokens that way. Please, I am begging and hoping and praying that this is not tied to tournaments. Because I am not going to be going in and trying to compete against people, especially, this really would favor pay-to-win players, where they go in to buy a whole bunch of tickets and they rack up, heats of 20, 30,000 points. I've seen it every single time I'm going to do tournaments. There's at least a couple of heats where I come out of, and there is the guy in first place has like 20,000 points. So I'm not going to compete against that. That is not fun for me. I want to be able to get the new stuff. I want to be able to do some videos on it. As you can see, I've been hoarding resources so that if I do happen to get the disc launcher, I can try to level it up some and then show some decent gameplay with it. But I am not going to be spending hours upon hours trying to grind the tournaments, spending money so I can get enough tickets that I can get these first places and get the most event coins that I need in order to open these. To me, this is a never-ending spiral, and this is really a bad thing if Plarium does decide to go this route. I really hope they don't. Keep the tournaments aside for resources. Let the players who want to go in there and grind for it to get the resource, that's fine. But to me, events should be available for everybody on an equal platform. And that is what I'm going to preach to Plarium. After this goes live, we'll see just what kind of an event this is. So again, we don't know how it's going to be. A lot of assumptions is it's going to be tied to the tournament. We don't know. We do know that the opening of the crates is going to be like the Vault Blitz, where you go in and it's basically going to be a random luck of the draw, like we had when we were trying to open up the racing skins. It's that type of situation. So when we go in it, you're going to get your event coins. You're going to have to open up crates, and it's going to likely be mostly luck of the draw. But hopefully you can grind the event coins with tasks and not have to get them through the tournament. I really hope that's not the case. So with that being said, I'm just going over my notes here and see if there's anything else that I've missed. Yeah, so one other thing I wanted to mention is like we have no costs available for the new weapons. There is a lot of speculation out there, but again, no confirmation whatsoever. And although we have seen the cost of the Disc Launcher 8 from the Paragon video, I want to caution that that was a kind of a marketing video. A lot of marketing videos, there's always errors in them, especially in something like this where, yes, they're playing, but it was obviously like some kind of a test build or something. Those values, until you see them in the live server, are all, can be subject to change. I want to throw an example. Recently, they put out a video. It had to do with the arena and the Lancer fighting in the kill shot. But if you listen closely, there's a comment that the brick house brings up his shield. We all know the brick house doesn't have a shield. So just because you see something in one of these spotlight videos or any of the marketing videos that Plarium puts out, realize that's probably a separate team than the developers. So there's very often you will see little tiny errors in the videos themselves. So just take what you see with a grain of salt until it's live on the server and you see promotional videos from those of us in the partner program or directly from Plarium regarding a currently live event. Just be cautious of what you see, and hopefully you can just go in and enjoy the event for what it's meant to be. I'm going to try and enjoy it as much as I possibly can, but I really am hoping, as I said earlier, that it's not tied to a tournament. So with that being said, this is getting a little bit longer than I wanted to. A lot of times when I talk about these things, I kind of drag it on way too long. So I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Until next time, cause some ham in the field for me.